should he make a certain amount of money?
Here we go.
Yeah, so I do want to get married and I want kids in the future. So I would say uh up upwards of like a quarter, middle six figures.
Jeez! Jesus Christ.
So 250,000.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh Lord. $250,000.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
So does the man have a child with you if he makes less than that, or projected to make less than that, or no?
No, I want kids, and kids are expensive. I work with kids 5 to 7 days a week, so.
Okay, so no man that's not making that or projected to make that.
Can I tell you my age range? Maybe that will make more sense to you and the men dating. So I'm used to dating like executives, people in tech, doctors, business owners, and a lot of them do make that amount or higher.
So what's up with that guy?
Good question.
That boy is good. Good and terrible.
Where are they?
Well,
Well,
kids. They have kids, or they don't want to be a provider, or things just happen.
So they make the amount of money and they still don't want to be a provider?
Yeah, they want 50-50 relationships.
yeah, because what are they getting in return? You know, okay, you want the provider, he has the money, but he looks at the situation. He looks, because men who make that kind of money, they don't make the money by being dumb. They clearly do, you know, the analysis and the like cost benefit analysis. They're like, okay, if I'm gonna provide for Stella Tia, you know, she looks good. What am I getting in return from Stella? What is she gonna do for me? What kind of value is worth my 250 grand? And they're like, no, not worth it. Because all you have talked about is what you want from the man. I think this is a gem for the ladies. For the ladies going on Kendra G, I believe this would help the ladies. Come on the show and tell Kendra what you are going to do for a man. Knowing exactly what you want from a man, you'll have lots of men coming your way. Because finally there's going to be a woman who actually is saying what value she adds to a man rather than what she's expecting from a man. That's why you have dealt with all these men making good money, but they don't want to provide for Tia.
So you date the men that make 250K and they still want a 50-50 relationship?
Yeah, many men don't want to be providers. It's a thing.
No, they don't want to provide for you. And ask yourself why.
Or some of them don't want to have kids, or they're a certain age. So the age range I date, I would say, would be like 30 and up.
Okay. But 250K is the minimum.
I want to be married and I want to have kids. So I would say, I don't want to put a number in it because I feel like there's a stigma when you put a number on it.
No, it's not a stigma. What you just did is crossed out, canceled out almost 95% of men, of all single, if you want black men. You just canceled out 95% of all single men, maybe even more, because $250,000 may be in the top 2-3%. So probably 97% of men have been canceled out because that's your number.
So,
Well, I mean, here's the deal. The question can be skipped, and sometimes the question can't be skipped. But I mean, the answer could be whatever it is, right? So there's some women who don't care, but you obviously do care. So I guess the clarity is this: you want to have children, and when you have children, you do not want to work at all.
oh no, my career trajectory is teacher, specialist, lawyer. So I do want to work, but I do want someone that will provide for the family. Like that's
So she wants to work. I will translate what she's saying. She wants to be able to work, save her money, but she wants a man who's going to be able to pay the bills. So the man can work, pay the bills for everybody. She can work and save her money, just in case.
I guess sometimes I've heard this question from the men. So what happens with all the money that you make if he's the sole provider?
Mhm.
It goes into the household, it goes into the kids, it goes into investment, travel, stuff like that.
But if he's the sole provider providing 100%, that doesn't make sense. So he's gonna be 70 20, 30%, 80 20. That doesn't make sense.
Okay, so he's the sole provider of all the living expenses, and your money is the extracurricular activity.
Yes.
Okay, okay, we got the explanation. Okay,
I don't
let's
believe
do the
her.
Kendra Cam. Oh, look, Karen State.
Like to go hiking and exercise and stuff like that. So, my schedule is a little bit packed right now, but when I'm not so packed, I'm very like active.
When you're not so packed, okay. Let me see. We got some paid questions, child.
Let's go.
No.
This one said, Kendra, go ahead and get your drawing pad ready. Save her some time.
Facts.
So I have been known to draw people for people when they say something that we think is not going to happen. I'm not going to draw your man though.
Come on, Kendra.
I'm not asking for a lot. These are the men that I date, and
But you don't have one of those men right now. That should tell you something. And you, in your words, you said when you have met the men who can make the kind of money that you want, they didn't provide for you. So look in the mirror, baby girl, and ask yourself why.
Yeah, okay, but let me challenge that. So one will say, if these are the men that you date, then you don't even need to be with us. You should be able to close the deal then because you already have access to the men that you date.
Exactly.
So it actually kind of makes it worse because what you're telling us is you have access to these men, but you're not closing the deal with them to get what you want, I guess, which is to be their wife.
Red flag alert.
I see your point there. My goal isn't to be someone's wife that doesn't want me to be their wife. So it has to be equally aligned, right? Like,
So that means you're no wife material. That's all it means. But obviously, you don't want to take accountability. You don't want to look in the mirror and find out exactly what those men want. I think that's the main issue she has and some ladies have. They talk about what they want from those men, but they never think about what would that man want from me. Figure out what those men want from a woman. That way, when you meet them, you can close the deal.
like right now, my focus right now is like making sure I can provide for myself. But whoever is coming in my life, I want them to be able to provide as well.
See,
So-
again.
That's why I'm in grad school. That's why I plan to go to law school. Like, I want to be a boss chick. Like, I want to be able to provide and take care of myself. But whoever else is going to be in that picture needs to also be able to do that. So it's not
Oh my gosh, she wants a sugar daddy. Just say it. You don't want to be a wife. You don't want to, be a traditional woman. You just want to be a boss ass chick, strong, independent woman who only needs a man for his money. You just want a sugar baby. You just want to be a sugar baby. Just say it. Like, just save us the time. Because no man is going to that deal just for the sake of it. Like, no man is looking to provide for super stellar tier just for the sake of it. I mean, if you're already going to be making this money for yourself, why do you want a man to provide for you? I mean, you're going to be paying for yourself anyway.
it's not like I'm asking for something that I can't do for myself.
Okay, then do it for yourself.
No, I get that. I think this is where, listen, I always tell people I'm not a relationship expert. I'm not a life coach. I don't give myself those titles. What I will say is I have a journalist background. And for the last 5 years, I have been talking to more than, really, I think the number is more than 15,000 single people. So with that, I've collected a lot of data. And I was talking about this the other day, and I get the boss chick mentality because the boss chick says kind of what you says. I can provide this for myself, so I'm only asking what you can do in return, which makes sense. I get that logical thinking, right? But the disconnect, the man that usually makes that amount, he dates with a different mindset.
Yep.
I don't think any man wants a stupid woman to be his wife because they want somebody smart enough to raise their kids. I don't think any man even wants necessarily a broke woman, right? But I think it's not. They don't always say I want my financial equal. It's more so I want the woman that fits within my lifestyle. And sometimes it could be a woman who makes half of what you make. She wins out of availability for the things that he needs, right?
Facts.
So, but either way, I will.
It's more about what are you willing to provide that man. That's the only thing they miss. They want all these things from a man. Provide for me, do this, be nice, ABCD. But they never have a list of the value they provide to that man. And they never even think about it. They just think about what is he going to do for me. It's never about what can I give him in return to paying all my bills. Some think it's sex, but it's beyond sex, especially if you're talking about marriage.